With that, Liz drives off down the street. Come on, let's head inside before we turn into popsicles. Settling into the well-worn couch, I notice a distinct lack of a baryonyx. Where's Olivia? Randy chimes in from the kitchen, busying himself with an old-fashioned kettle. She wanted to rest on her bed for now, boys. Give her some time. No one can resist hot cocoa during weather like this, especially how I make it. Never had home-brewed hot chocolate, but if it's anything like his cooking, then it must be some good stuff. After a few minutes, Randy comes out with a tray. Oh, here you guys go. He passes around a few Christmas-themed mugs labeled with the family's names, and leaves the last one on top of a nearby drawer. You're gonna have to be Vinny for a bit. You cool with that? Yeah, thanks, Randy. Man, you look cold. Were you out there long? It's true, by now the snow on my jacket's melted, and my clothes are chilly and soaked. Feel free to take a load off until you warm up. I'll be in my bedroom resting. Holler if you need anything else. He gives Damien a pat on the back and leaves. The mug is hot to the touch, but it's a welcoming feeling to warm up my icy fingers. I take a moment to gently blow air on the beverage to cool it down before moving it to my lips. Yeah, it's pretty good. Damien is chugging his. He finishes a swig and lets the glass down. That must have been half of it in one go. Well, there are multiple ways to enjoy anything. After today's events and weather, I really needed this. Another sip. It really is helping warm me up. I didn't even notice how cold it was. Hey, Vinny. Wait, what? Yeah? You good? I'm holding it together, yeah. Still a bit scattered. I don't blame you. Hey, Pops doesn't want you venturing back into the tundra out there. You up for a game or something? He gestures to the entertainment setup. No, but go ahead, I'll watch. Damien thinks for a second, a few gears turning in his head turning in conflict. Really, I don't mind. Alright, I'll get set up. Damien gets his game set up, searching several mismatched cases for the right CD, and giving the screen a good thump to get it to work properly. Well, I thought that was one of those curved screens for a second, and I'm like, why would you do that? But it doesn't seem like it. Grabbing a controller, he turns on the Xbox One, selects something called Rock Ring ODHD, ODHG, and settles deep into his groove on the couch. This one's my favorite in the series. After a minute or two of gathering a full lobby, the Defilo Spino Dino picks his class and begins his virtual rampage. Only a minute in and he manages to get the first kill. I'm just a bit burned out for the day, getting pretty tired actually. Hey, Inko? Yeah? Olivia didn't come back with her wheelchair. Did something happen? Yeah, she isn't taking Ottikin's passing well. Man. Well, I'm glad you were there for her. My eyes remain on the screen, lost in the vibrant violence as some in-game announcer proclaims Damien's digital massacre. Triple kill. I still haven't played Halo. I will play Halo on this channel at some point. It's on my Steam. So, on his part, Damien's frills wavered like crazy, and it looked as if his arms also wanted to wave in victory. You want to talk about it? I don't want to take up your time, Damien. Come on, man. We've known each other for a while. You can be honest with me. Not sure where to begin, really. Anakin was really cool. I really don't have the right words for it. Somehow I think I'm unqualified to speak on it compared to Olivia. She knew him better than I ever did. He was important to her, yeah. We talked about it for a bit before Liz picked us up, but I'm worried I'm not much help. Well, that's what we're here for, right? To help her out in any way we can. Best thing to do is to be ourselves for her, and she'll eventually go through the motions her own way. Yeah, that makes a surprising amount of sense. I slowly look up from my mug over to Damien. And you make it sound so easy, too. He briefly meets my gaze before returning his attention to the screen. I know I'm not the smartest guy around, but I do know Olivia. We don't share parents, but she's still my older sister. Older sister? Her birthday is first, duh. And knowing Olivia, she'll be able to manage. But how are you managing? Me, trying to sort out the maelstrom of emotions running rampant in my head is overwhelmed, I guess. I wish I'd gotten to learn more from him. Olivia could probably recite some of his lessons by heart. She probably could. I remember the first time she got to work with some special paints in his class. She was just ecstatic. She came home a mess, covered all over with blues and greens and leaving tracks behind wherever she went. When Mom saw her carpet vandalized, she threw her right in the backyard and hosed her off. I ended up joining in because it looked fun. Eyeing the hallway leading to her room, a part of me wants to see if she's alright. That part simply wants to be closer to her again. Damien looks back again, the unspoken question clearly written across his arched brows. What about Olivia and you? Speaking of, I may have told Olivia that I liked her. About time. Huh? What? You two stuck together like glue ever since the summer barbecue. I mean, come on now. Anyone with half a brain could see that you were becoming more than friends. All the signs were there. Although it does worry me a little. Why's that? Well, think about it. Your teacher just passed away. You're both wrecks right now. What if it's just that suspension bridge thing? I don't know, man. That only just happened. You're right. Sorry. I do like Olivia. I know that. I guess I'm a little scared of the future. How so? There's just a bunch of things I still don't get about Olivia. Or maybe friendship in general. When I first arrived at St. Hammond, I never really had any friends like you guys. So to suddenly be involved in all of this, I don't know. I think I get it, yeah. Things can be a little dramatic around here. One way to put it. What's so different about your old friends? Never really had any. Well, that's not true. I had friends, but they were like day friends, you know. Classmate friends. Yeah, I got a bunch. And your folks constantly moving means they only ever lasted like a year, tops. Yeah. Am I a day friend? No way. You come to our parties and everything. In fact, look. He points to the subtle discolored patch on my jeans where Vinny's acid punch had failed to completely wash off. We got you marked. Thanks. It means more than you know. To be honest, I always had a good feeling about you. Thought you'd be a decent addition to the group. But to see Olivia actually start opening up around you 2 months ago, that was unthinkable. All those years I was trying alone, you know. Made it all worthwhile. Not to take credit or anything. I'm just really glad to see her happy after so long. Moments of Olivia and I together flash into my head. Good, bad, and everything in between. It all culminates into a single image of her staring up at me with that smile of hers. Me too. Hard to believe that she's been dealing with so much inside when I first met her. Well, Inko, some people just have a lot of problems they hide from the world. For example, he puts the controller down and shifts to look me in the eye. His character is instantly snopped. That hot chocolate gave me a tummy ache. Don't call it your tummy, okay? It makes my tummy hurt, or whatever that comic is. I see posted sometimes. I don't even remember what it's about. You just kind of recognize it from the thumbnail and you're like, I remember that one, and you just scroll down. LOL threads or something else. My God. Wow. Where did he find this shit? I'm being serious. That was serious. It can be little things like that. Little stresses that add up. Now, it doesn't bother me, but someone else. It might just about ruin them. Yeah. If you're trying to get with Olivia, I'll give you a nickel's worth of advice my dad told me. If a girl you like asks to wear your shirt at 2 a.m. and to bake cookies, she's an absolute keeper. That's some pretty good advice. Just don't break her heart, yeah? Wouldn't dare to think of it. Damien offers me a fist to bump, which I happily recuperate. You're next to me and I'm next to you. A door creaks open. Both of our heads turn back to the sound. She kneels in the doorway to her room, leaning against the side railing. Yeah, that makes sense. Use your knees if... Yeah. Damien nods to me and continues his game. The ambient gunfire and controller clicking fills the silence. I take the hint and stand up, slowly approaching Olivia as she tries to shuffle down the hallway. She's completely upright in a display of pure confidence. Even her tail is upright as if to amplify her dignity. I'll have to tell her how cute that is when I'm not so drained. I wordlessly offer her a hand and she accepts. With her on my shoulder, I walk the both of us towards the living room couch and plop down on it with her. Oh, here. I lean forward to grab her cocoa from the coffee table. Most of the warmth is gone by now. Guess I can go warm it up in the microwave for her. She's tugging my arm. Come on, it's cold. She starts leaning harder against me to keep me from getting up all the way. Alright, geez. I give her the mug and she goes to start sipping instantly. I was gonna warm it up for you. My voice dies as I feel her settle against my legs with a relaxed hum. Her body relaxes more and I'm allowed to sit up enough for her to settle in by my shoulder. She's warm. The two of us watch Damien's game continue. Olivia continues sipping down her drink, letting one hand free from the mug. Her hand finds its way to mine, and our fingers curl around each other's. Damien plays a few more games. I don't really keep track of how well he does. He finishes one last match and yawns, stretching back over the couch. Alright, that's probably enough for me. I'm gonna get going, give you two some space. Okay. Damien gets up from the couch and slides his controller near the cabinet where it lied before. On his way out, he stops to look me right into my eyes. Hey, keep things chill, man. Don't do anything stupid, alright? Yeah. He nods and heads off into the depths of the house. And just like that, it's quiet once more. Is she asleep? Hey. I don't think you've seen my room before, have you? Not at all. Would you want to see? I'd love to. I watch her blush. Am I getting good at this? Okay, just walk me there. Similar to before, I help Olivia off the couch and we shuffle our way towards her room. Wow. Is that a Tamagotchi? Wow. I'm not sure what I was expecting Olivia's room to look like, but I'm surprised. It's the year that hits me first, a strange mix of a heavy, fake floral candle trying its best to cover the almost nostalgic scent of the art supplies. Band posters and paintings of dinosaurs cover a lot of her wall space, like the room is her own personal canvas. Her desk sat beneath the window. Again, what space that wasn't covered by the faded-looking paper was instead covered in dried-up plants. Right next to that, a dresser holding up a decades-old television and retro gaming consoles. All in all, it reminds me of the rooms they'd show in older high school movies. So, where do you want? On the floor is fine. I gently lower Olivia to the floor, letting myself sit cross-legged next to her in the process. So, what do you think? I think it suits you. Figured you wouldn't have any chairs. I got this really soft rug and a beanbag chair over there. She gestures to a beat-up lump in the corner near a large lamp. Olivia pulls something off her bed. It's a laptop, open to a music program. But I don't recognize any of these songs, or bands, or albums. It's a pretty big track list. What music do you listen to? I'm sort of a closeted metalhead. Whenever I'm alone, I put some of it on full blast while I do chores or art. Generator Head, Super Death, Iron Tomb, you name it. What do you listen to? Please let us get in, don't lock us away. I don't know what that could be from, if it's from anything. Mumble rap, I listen to mumble rap. If that scratches your brain then. Anyways, my dad was super into heavy metal when I was a kid, and he got me into it. When Damien and I would be playing out in the yard and his mom would be making lunch, our dads would be in the garage, blasting heavy metal while they worked on the car. Working on cars. Yep, my dad and Uncle Randy would Randy would fix up some cars. She clears her throat. I think that's the first time I've heard you call him Uncle Randy. Yeah, I call him that sometimes, along with Auntie Sophia. You call him Auntie Sophia. Your right hand comes I'll play Resident Evil 4 on this channel one day as well. Your right hand comes off. What are you... Ow! Olivia lunges over to chomp up at my hand. Sorry. I have to take a moment to check my fingers just in case. Oh, my little piggies. Hey, I was joking. And so was I. But yeah, I listen to a lot of this. You want to hear any? She offers me the trackpad. Anything I see, huh? Say, what kind of music is B flat? Music is a bit lame, actually. Wait here. There's actually something else. Something else? Something nobody else gets to see. I'm gonna show you my chest. I don't want anybody coming in this room with a shotgun, okay? Listen. I'll hold off. Listen. Here it is. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Here it is. Look. Oh my God. Oh boy, that was a moment. Olivia holds out a small wooden box. There are two rusted metal latches that have long since aged past their use. I can't see it quite well in the dim lighting, but I think if I were to hold it up in the sunlight, I'd see a thin layer of glitter glue coating the whole thing. It's also been painted carefully, with very thoughtful attention to tones. What could even be inside? Honestly, no guesses come to mind. Could be anything. What are you waiting for? Open it. I carefully open the lid. Inside is Olivia's chest. You kept the teeth, huh? Oh. Oh, man. I mean the box filled with various baubles and trinkets. What is all this? It's like my own little hoard. I've been saving up lots of little things through the years. Nobody else has ever seen it. She holds out the box for me to take. It's heavier than it looks. This must be some high-quality material. With the box in hand, I sit on the end of the bed. Olivia manages to crawl her way up to sit beside me. She reaches inside the grab. I'm sorry, I was just confused. Teeth? Okay, well, let's start with this picture. It's a picture of Olivia's chest, I mean, of Olivia at the shore. This was from last summer. Dad had a weekend off, and we all went swimming together at the beach. The sun was just setting and decided to take a picture since it was a nice view. Plus, I felt pretty. Maybe we can go together sometime. Maybe, yeah. She places the photo back in the box. Okay, now I get it. It just... the teeths. What's that? That's my first tooth. I've never seen baby dino teeth up close before. So tiny and sharp. What's that one? That's my 58th tooth. Your teeth grow back? Yours don't? Humans. The lighter. Oh, this used to be Uncle Randy's. Does that engraving mean anything? She shakes her head with a soft smile. Not really. He said it's harder to steal and hide stuff that looks unique. Really? I think he thought it looked cool and not tacky. I think it looks cool. You would. That. Yeah, the rocks. What are these? Just a couple of cool rocks I found around. I liked how they looked, so I kept them. I grabbed one of the rocks to give it a closer look. It's gray with thin brown lines all around it and smooth to the touch. It'd be a perfect skipping stone. That one's my favorite. Tastes like salt. How do you know that? I tasted it. Oh, hey. Well, some of these look pretty cool. Of course they do. I picked these all out myself. Where'd you get these? I pick one up whenever I see one. They're a dime a dozen. Oh, I love this little guy. Is that a Bakugan? What's that? Let me show you. Olivia rummages through the box and plucks out a tiny hexagon piece. She then places the plastic ball into it, and right before my eyes, it transforms into this little robotic-looking dinosaur. Oh, this is a Gabukan, Dinoid to be exact. I was hooked on the show when I was younger, and always asking to get the toys for my birthday and Christmas. Vinny's got the rest of my old collection. This one was my favorite, so I kept it here. That's a picture of a... No, that. A paintbrush. A very important paintbrush. Olivia's lips turn upward slowly as each bristle of the brush flicks away from her thumb. Though she averts her eyes away from mine, I can see the green of her scaly cheeks turn red. Sorry, just got sentimental for a moment. This was the first brush I ever had. Dad gave it to me on my 5th birthday. Her tone falters lightly. Dad always asked me to make him little drawings. And every time I finished one and gave it to him, he'd tell me it looked amazing. I could barely even draw a circle back then, but he'd still gush over them and she shakes her head. I think he put them in some scrapbook. I don't know, but he kept them all. Olivia looks back to me, her embarrassment turning into bashfulness. Thanks. Minutes go by as Olivia continues showing off her personal little hoard. All tiny objects that Olivia's chosen to keep with her this whole time, eagerly explaining the significance of every little piece of her that's got locked away in here. By the time we're done, she's resting her muzzle on my shoulder. It's been a crazy long day. I'm pretty exhausted myself. Can you put this back in the dresser there? Sure. I gently move her off my shoulder, much to her muffled groans of protest. Then I carefully place the box back where it was in the dresser. A small friend pokes his nose curiously through the bars of his cage. Hey, little guy, long time no see. Were you napping? The black and white mirrored replies with a series of squeaks. I like to think he's saying that he's glad to see ding 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 ring ding ding. Sorry for bringing that painful memory back up. I like to think he's saying that he's glad to see me. Hey, Olivia. Aw, I'm pretty exhausted too. Bed's definitely off limits. That leaves either the floor or the couch outside. Or that beanbag chair looks pretty inviting right now. I slump into it, the beads hiding scrunching under my weight as I settle in. It's soft. It smells a bit like paint and Olivia's hair. Does Olivia lay on this while she works? As I start to drift off, the last thing my weary eyes take notice of is Olivia sleeping soundly on her bed. With how emotionally draining this whole day has been for us, it's been nice to see her looking so peaceful. I begin to stir from my sleep, cushiony slumber. My deep slumber. It feels like there's something heavy across my stomach, stopping any ability to move. Did someone throw a weighted blanket on me? Actually, it feels like whatever's on me is vibrating. What is it? Olivia? She's on me. And she's gargantuan. Absolutely massive, even. My entire head grows hot as my brain tries to process the situation. As she's... Her chest pressing close to mine, I can feel her rhythmic breathing against my body. It's deep, slow, and with a subtle but noticeable rumble with each exhale. If I focused hard enough, I could probably feel her heartbeat. Maybe she sleep-crawled onto the beanbag and didn't realize that I was on it. I should probably wake her up so she can get back to her bed. Anytime I try to move, her limbs cling together, tighter around my body like a boa constrictor. With all but Olivia's tail wrapped around me, any attempt of escaping her hold is fruitless. Olivia looks even more peaceful than she did back on the bed. Maybe she does know that I'm here. I'll leave her be. Last thing I want to do is make her a cranky gator. With my free hand, I manage to grab my phone. Checking the time, the digital clock says that it's only 5 minutes past 4:30. Plenty of time to continue my nap. I nestle my head back into the beanbag and let the feeling of Olivia's rumbling lull me back to sleep. This feels nice. My morning alarm lulls me from my sleep and into the world of the living. I ended up spending the night at Olivia's place. Randy and Sophia thought my parents would actually be worried that I stayed with strangers for the night. When my folks hadn't answered their phones, Sophia was left fuming. Randy didn't look as bothered, though, and the two calmed down after I made something up about a business trip. Honestly, I'm probably right anyways. On the upside, I got to spend the night with Olivia. Last night, we even turned the living room into some kind of blanket and pillow fort. It felt childish to huddle up on the floor with Olivia and watch her play old computer games on the outdated TV, but I had more fun than I'd like to admit. Now that Friday's rolled around, it was time for school. Olivia's wheelchair's out of commission until Randy could go get a replacement, meaning she'd have to miss out today. Given the state of both her emotions and wheelchair, it pained me to have to go without her and leave her all alone. Honestly, I don't want to be alone in my cold and empty house either. Miss Sophia is one hell of a cook. Last night she made a delicious meatloaf. Guess I know now who Olivia got her culinary skills from. Aside from the couch, pulling the spare blankets, I rise from the couch, pulling the spare blankets off of me. The pains let me sleep on the couch, but at some point Olivia must have dragged herself from her room to join me. As I try my best to get up without waking her, I pull out my phone to check the time. It's about the same time I normally wake up. I'm kind of impressed with my own internal clock. You awake, son? Oh! I jump as Randy makes his presence known behind me. His hands idly button up a floral shirt as he motions ahead towards the unconscious Gator laying on the couch. Guess he has the early shift. She wasn't there when I went to sleep. Don't worry, not accusing ya. Damien's already up, and the kitchen's got cereal. Don't be late for school. I nod in response, taking a few moments to put my jacket and glasses on before heading to the kitchen. Even if I didn't remember where it was, it wouldn't be hard to find. Damien's busy slurping honeyed oats like a jet engine. Oh, Inko, you hungry? Before I even reply, the Dilophosaurus jumps out of his chair and makes for the nearby cabinet, procuring another bowl and spoon, which he slides across the table. Reese's Puffs, peanut butter chocolate flavors. I'm sorry, thanks. Most important meal of the day, man. Eat up. He gestures to the half-gallon of milk and box of cereal on the table. I take a seat across from Damien and pour myself a bowl. Normally I'd skip breakfast on account of getting an upset stomach during PE. Then again, that could be my PTSD with the burritos talking. With spoon in hand, I get a scoop of cereal and begin eating. You know, as far as cereals go, this is a little bland. If I had to guess, they'd probably avoid any of the colorful, sugar-filled cereals to prevent Vinny from bouncing off the walls. More than he usually does, at least. I continue enjoying my bowl of cereal with less ferocious haste than Damien. It's not long before we're both done, and Damien stands up without any intent on cleaning up after himself. Liz should be getting here any minute now, so we can wait outside. Sounds good. I take the time to rinse off our dishware in the sink before anything else. Damien looks a little guilty as he realizes what I'm doing. Finally, with breakfast dealt with, we get ready to head outside into the cold, harsh world. As I grab my backpack by the couch, I take one more glance at my slumbering girlfriend. She's taking up the entirety of the couch now, the blanket we shared falling away as she spreads out onto the spot I was just at. Should I give her a kiss goodbye? Or maybe fix the blanket for her? Staring at her soft-looking lips, I shake my head and kneel down, pressing the softest of pecks on her brow. As I turn away from her, something catches my wrist. It's Olivia's hand. With bleary eyes full of sleep, she looks at me, silently asking me to stay. Liz is here. His words make Olivia tighten her grip. Painfully tight. I'll be back tonight, okay? She's fighting to stay awake with eyes fluttering and hand grip waiting. Olivia. Promise. Kneeling back, I place another soft kiss to her head. Promise. I think she accepts that as she lets herself slump onto the couch. Inko. Sorry, I had to do something. Damien hurls himself and charges into the cold night. Into the cold, right to Liz's car. She flings the passenger door open just in time for him to leap in and close it again. I get one last look at Olivia right before I shut the door and hurry down as well. Man, the car is nice and warm. Morning, Inko. You really stayed the whole night? Liz starts down the road towards the school. Morning. Yeah, I didn't want to be alone in the snow. Is that why you smell like Damien's deodorant? His clothes are looking pretty ragged by now, too. Shut up. I'll have to get a shower and a fresh change of clothes as soon as possible. Damien and Liz keep the conversation moving, and my mind starts to wander. Man, poor Olivia. Who knows when a replacement chair is coming in? Could be anywhere from a few days to weeks. And she's just going to be stuck home that whole time, while I still need to go to school. It won't be the same. We won't get to be together in the art room after school. All alone. Just talking. Making fun of my bad paintings. Just us. Man, wait till Heidekin finds out where... Damn it. Well, I guess he knows by now then. Man, it really won't be the same. Yo, Inko, you good? Seem pretty down all of a sudden. I'll be fine. I appreciate you guys. Really. This has been the best school year of my life so far. So thanks for being my friends. Hey, you're cool too. Who brought this on? Damien. Oh. This last school year has been pretty special. Hanging out with you guys. So much has changed in such a short amount of time. Even if things are shaky right now. It's really been worth it. I have hopes for what comes next. Me too, Liz. Silence falls over the car as Liz takes off. Damien's hand is only occasionally swatted away from the radio knob as we all sit in companionable silence. It's nice taking a different scenic route to school. What the fuck is this snowman? At school, the atmosphere is undeniably different. It's as talkative and rowdy as ever, but there's less of it. I don't know, maybe it's just my mind playing with me. There's less color as well, like it's been drained just a bit. The layer of snow blanketing everything outside is partially to blame. And I was looking forward to making a snowman this year. Maybe I'll be feeling it later. Sully was as stern as ever in his class. Whether it's just that he doesn't care or his own form of respect is beyond me. But his hat was on just a little tighter than normal today. Man, too many feelings today. Hoping isn't going to get me anywhere. I'm halfway to second period when the question of Idigan's replacement strikes me. Will we just be getting a few days off? There's no way they can just find a new teacher on such a short notice. Class is probably going to be on hold for a while. His name is still on the door plate when I enter. Inside, many of the students chatter with each other normally. Some nervously glance up to the teacher's desk. I take my normal seat. By the vacant desk Olivia would normally be stationed. Period's gonna suck without her. Looks like all I got to look forward to today is lunch with Damien and Liz. Man, the whole day's just gonna drag on. I want to go back to Olivia. The bell rings. And an unfamiliar woman in a suit walks in, clipboard in hand. She nods at us all and starts reading mechanically from some script. The substitute tries her best, but there's only so much you can get done on your first day, on such short notice with just some papers to read out. Her tone doesn't help, drawn out and empty, and I feel myself losing focus. I look down at my half-taken notes. Shoot, Olivia would probably kill me if she knew. Ugh. Yeah? The substitute looks at the class phone in frustration as she walks over to answer its call. They both mumble back and forth for a few seconds before... Listen. Listen, man. We got an incognito in the class. I raise my hand. The substitute thumbs towards the door. Office called. You're wanted. Weird. What would the office want with me?